So now we come to our visual reading notes, or we call them study notes. This is going to be great for kids that are in school, especially once you get up to junior high, high school. It's not strictly a part of this program. It's more for our. It's really related to our program on test taking and test preparation. But I had to throw it in because it's so handy and related to effective reading, that rather than write down a lot of words, which is what we've been taught, writing down paragraphs and paragraphs of notes, which most people will never go back and use, and if they do use them, they're not really effective. It's because it's simply just a condensed version of what you just read. So it's seems to me kind of silly for some people. There are others that maybe down in that melancholic or the phlegmatic auditory type learning style. They may do great with pages and pages and pages of notes. But if you're more of a visual learner, a visual thinker, boy, my guess is that's not going to be the way for you. So here's a strategy where you simply copy out the keywords and phrases, or the vocabulary words from the reading material. In most junior high and high school textbooks, they give you the words. They're bolded, they're highlighted, sometimes they're listed at the beginning of the chapter, so you don't even have to guess at them. Later on in college, yes, you will have to figure it out for yourself, but for now, it's actually fairly, readily available. So what I recommend is that before you even start reading that chapter on tectonic plates or on the Calvin cycle in biology, that you actually write down each of your keywords or vocabulary words, and underneath each one leave room for 3 bullet points. I don't really believe in more than 3 bullet points. It's like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything on earth that's that important that requires more than 3 bullet points. If it's that important, it should be a separate concept probably. But so I leave as a habit, a matter of course. I teach my students to leave room for 3 bullet points for each keyword or concept. And now, as I go through the textbook, remember those 2 strategies I was talking about, the fast and slow? Well, I may actually begin reading my textbook faster than I can actually absorb all the information, because a lot of it's just kind of filler. Let's be honest. In order to make the book readable, they just throw in kind of filler and fluff, and they put things together so that it's readable and it makes sense. But the basic concepts, those key concepts, they're usually in isolated little paragraphs or bullet points. And what I want to do is I want to find those as fast as possible. And that's when I'm going to downshift, I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to really absorb. I'm going to take my time to really visualize and make a strong mental image of the meaning of those words, possibly put down a couple of bullet points, and then move on. And for a typical chapter, you're going to have 8, 10, maybe up to 14 keywords or concepts. Very few junior high, high school textbooks are going to have more than that. Even a good lecture, a 45-minute lecture, is not going to have more than 10 points. Otherwise, it's just too thin. You're obviously not covering something if you can get more than 10 points in a 10-page book or a 40-minute lecture. When you're done, you've got this one page. Let's say you read 10, 12 pages. Now you've got everything on one page. You've got your keywords as kind of triggers, your trigger words, with a picture associated with each one. Maybe a little movie, a short movie or a picture. And this is your study guide. Now, how long would it take you to review all the words on this page? I'm guessing 2 or 3 minutes, as opposed to maybe the 10 or 15 or 20 minutes that you spend reading through that 10 or 12 pages. So this is a very, very, very effective way, just an awesome way to get this information down in a meaningful way that you can study later. And one of the last pieces to really cement this memory, this information in place, is to stretch it out over time, or repetition. So whenever my students learn something new, whenever you invest that time to learn something new, I always recommend review that information within an hour, a day, and a week. So obviously, you know, in our test preparation and test taking classes, we go into study strategies in a lot more detail, but this one right here, just because it's related to reading, I wanted to include it. I wanted to give the folks an idea of how easy and fast it can be to store this information, retain it, and then use it later. So that is our Reading Made Easy program. Please don't underestimate the power of this program, these exercises. This is not a laundry list. It's not a catch-all or a try-to-do-everything course. It's very specific, very targeted to a specific outcome, and that is increasing your reading speed, your reading comprehension, and your reading retention. So please give these exercises a try. Try it for 2 to 4 weeks. I guarantee, I can virtually guarantee you'll see an improvement. If your struggles are beyond the scope of this course, please check out our Reading with Dyslexia program or one of our other programs that's designed to deal with more significant learning struggles. They're awesome programs. We've been using them for over 6 years now. They've been used with hundreds of children successfully. Just a brief look at some of the other programs that are out there that we've taken and broken them down into little programs that they're very affordable. You don't need to sign up for some big huge contract or program, thousands of dollars. I mean, all these programs are available for a few dollars, either online or in person, mail order. We're trying to get them all online, and more will become available as we go along. But the goal is to make this information affordable and accessible to anyone who wants it and would benefit from it. So I want to thank you again and just wish you all the success that some of our other students have had. My name is Gerald Hughes, and on behalf of myself and the other folks at the Neuro-Linguistic Learning Center, I want to say thank you and be well.